In today's video, we're going to be talking about the Sony Theater U's. I'm going to go over what exactly these are, what they do. I'm going to give you my personal experience of what it's been like actually using these. And then at the end, I thought I would go over some frequently asked questions that I've seen in comments in different forums and other videos to hopefully answer any questions that you guys might have. Now, basically, what are these speakers? These are going to be Next speakers. That's going to be like your own personal home theater on your neck. It's got an open ear design on here, but it's going to give you a personalized audio experience. Now, they do say in their advertising that it does not disturb others. However, that's not necessarily the case. Other people can hear what's going on with these guys. They are not going to be like headphones or earbuds where they're over your ears and nobody else hears something. Other people can hear these. But a cool thing about these speakers right here is they've got great vocal clarity. So you can hear things very well on these speakers, and they are directional, meaning that they are going to be shooting kind of up into your ears, not so much out. Even though I said other people can't hear it, having these on, it's going to be a lot louder than somebody who's sitting next to you. They will not be able to hear it as much, which makes these things awesome for hearing what's going on around you without actually bugging extra people with the loud sound that you are hearing. Now, the controls here on the side, we have got a volume up, a volume down. There's a button in the middle that's going to be for like play, pause. And then over on this side here, we have got a microphone mute. So we can either mute or unmute our mic. And then we've got the power button or the Bluetooth control feature right there. So these do connect to Bluetooth, meaning that you can use them on your phone. You can use them connected to the TV. You can pretty much use them connected to anything that supports Bluetooth. Now, these things are nice and light. They do bend right here. And this right here is formable. So you can change the form of it if you want to do that. You can make it bigger, make it smaller. It will be able to fit on a small person's neck or a big person's neck. So that was nice. And you can kind of adjust it like this too as needed. So I liked that you've got the functionality of that. They are nice and light and fit good on the neck. They don't feel heavy and weigh you down, which is another thing that I like. And a cool thing about these too is that if you pair it up with one of the new Sony TVs, that's going to be the Bravia 9, 8, 7, and the Bravia 3, I believe, you can actually connect two of these together and control them independently of each other, in addition to also getting audio from the TV. I do have two pairs right here. We tested that out where we controlled each of these individually, still had the TV volume on, and the actual experience was really good, even though it did take a little bit of manipulating, but we'll talk about that in a second. These devices do run for 12 hours. You can also quick charge them up, so a 10-minute charge will get you about 60 minutes of listening time. They do have ultra low latency, so there is no delay between what you're seeing on the screen and what you're hearing through here. Even when playing games, everything will be synced up perfectly. Now, I did mention that you can connect these to your phone or any other Bluetooth device. And if you connect it to your phone, you can also take calls on this too. So that is also what that microphone mute and unmute button is for. That is for taking calls. If you are on a call, a Zoom call, anything like that, maybe on your computer, you can actually mute and unmute the mic. So that way you don't have to go into the settings and click anything. It's just easily done right here on the device. These do support multi-point connection, meaning that they connect to multiple devices at the same time. They are splash resistant. So if they do get splashed, maybe you're wearing them at the kitchen, washing your hands, something splashes up on them, that is fine. They are splash resistant. And again, if you pair these with one of the new Sony TVs and also use the app that comes with it, you can create a personalized audio experience. Now, this will allow you to take advantage of Sony's 360 spatial sound, which will allow you to hear multiple phantom speakers for an immersive sound that includes movies and shows in Dolby Atmos. If you do have one of the new Sony TVs that can control all of these guys separately, you can use the remote on the TV to actually control the volume or do it manually from the actual device itself. Okay, now that we've kind of gone over everything that these devices offer, let me tell you about my experience with them.
I'd like to thank today's sponsor, DESLOC. Picture this. You're juggling groceries or a bag of takeout, and somehow you still have to dig around for your keys. Frustrating, right? Well, say goodbye to key struggles forever with the DESLOC B200 Smart Lock, the smart, sleek, and secure way to manage your home's entry. The B200 isn't just another smart lock. It's designed with convenience in mind. With its ultra-fast fingerprint sensor, you can have the door unlocked in seconds. It's like having your own personal bouncer at the doorstep. Want more control? Well, the DESLOC B200 integrates seamlessly with the DESLOC app, giving you full access to your lock's features right from the phone. With the addition of the DESLOC hub, you can lock and unlock the door remotely, check access logs, or set up custom passcodes for family, friends, and even Airbnb guests. Speaking of passcodes, do you need to let the dog walker in while you're at work? Well, that's easy. Just generate a temporary code and share it in seconds. When their access time is up, the code automatically expires, keeping your home safe and secure. And did I mention it's weatherproof? Rain or shine, the B200 can handle it. Thanks to its robust build and long-lasting battery, you can go up to a year before needing to replace the batteries. So why struggle with keys or worry about home security? The DESLOC B200 Smart Lock gives you the peace of mind and convenience that you deserve. Ready to upgrade your home security game? Check out the link in the description to grab yours today.
Okay, so connecting the speaker to your TV is actually really easy to do. You're just gonna set it up like any other Bluetooth connection. Now, what's a little bit more difficult is getting the second pair connected. So I've got my main pair here and it is connected up to the TV and ready to go. My second pair here is actually not gonna connect to the TV. It's going to connect to the first or the primary neck speaker. And to set that up, we're gonna go ahead and turn it on. And then once I get this one turned on, I am going to push and hold on the microphone button on this one for a few seconds. You'll hear a chime on this one, which will start flashing white. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the second pair. They're both flashing white. And in a second here, they have just connected. So now we have both of these pairs connected. So just look at this as a primary and secondary unit if you want to use two of these. All right, Em, you want to put those on? Yeah. Okay. So now we can use the volume on the remote to control both of these individually. And we also have a volume control on the side. So now here I have got the audio system where I can turn that up. So that's essentially the TV speakers. And then if I want to adjust the Bravia U, I can do that. Now this is going to control both of those speakers combined together. But in addition to using the remote, I've got volume control in here. Now when I do the volume control here on the device, it's going to jump it by 3 levels. So either up or down, it's going to go 3 levels at a time, which makes the volume adjusting a little bit faster. Now there is a sweet spot when controlling the volume. I hear a lot of people ask the question, is the person next to me going to be a distraction? And yes, in a way, if the volume levels are super contrast from each other, meaning this one's really high and mine's kind of low, you're definitely going to get some surround sound type noise where I'm going to hear that one more than I hear my own. I have found that there's kind of a sweet spot when setting this up. So you kind of want to have the TV set at a good volume level and then get the two of these set pretty close to each other. And when you do that, the volume doesn't interfere with each other. I don't hear hers, she doesn't hear mine. It's only really going to be if you have a giant jump. So if you have somebody that really needs the volume loud, then you might not want to sit too close to that person. Now, another thing that I found with these is that when you are using them, you kind of want to sit straight up and have these level to both ears. I have tried it where I'm leaning to the side or laying on a pillow. And when that happens, when my head tilts closer to one side or the other, I only pick up audio on this side because obviously my ear is closer to the speaker. I don't hear it anymore over here. So it kind of takes away from that surround sound experience. So do keep that in mind. To get the best experience with these, you do want to have these equal distance away from either ear.
All right, so let's talk about some of the frequently asked questions that I've seen for this device. The first one here says, can my wife wear the theater use and I just listen to the TV speakers, or does it shut the TV speakers off? Now, if you have the brand new Bravia TV, it will leave those speakers on. If you switch over to the theater use on a different style of TV, it is going to shut those speakers off. All right, next question here is, if I get two of these, how far apart do we need to sit to not get interference from each other? Are we able to sit on the same couch next to each other, or will we hear both of our devices if we are right next to each other? Now, I did mention this earlier in the video, but you can sit next to each other if you have your volumes set up correctly. If one person is going to be a lot higher than the other, then you are going to get a little bit of interference or be able to pick up that other person's speaker if they are too high. All right, next question here is this device only compatible with Sony Bravia TVs, or will it work with other Android TVs and just TVs in general? Now, the response that I found here is that yes, it will work with
with other TVs that use Bluetooth profiles for music playback, or A2DP. Then you are able to connect the neckband speakers to the TV via Bluetooth and listen to the TV audio through the neck speakers. All right, next question here is, are you able to pair this with a Bravia TV speakers to enhance the surround experience? Also, can you connect it to multiple devices at once so I can take a phone call in the middle of watching a movie? So my experience with that is that these speakers right here are kind of all-encompassing of their own as far as giving you a 3D sound. Having the TV speakers on too doesn't add to that surround soundness. All of it is built into the neck speaker. So essentially, you can just turn the TV speakers off and you'll get everything you'll need out of those neck speakers. Now, as far as connecting it to multiple devices, yes, you can do that. And yes, you can take calls on this. Now, I tested this out just the other day. And when I tested that out, when a phone call came through and I answered it, it does pause or mute the TV. If you take your remote and you try to unpause it, if you're still on the phone call, it will not work. So if you are watching TV or something with multiple people and you take a call on there, it is going to pause whatever you're watching or streaming. So do keep that in mind, that you may be interrupting other people by taking that phone call on the actual device. I recommend if you have a phone call coming in, just picking it up on your phone. Next question here is, with the device volume, can others around you hear what is going on? Yes, they can. These are open ear speakers, so they're not going to be as good as headphones where you can't hear what's going on. People will still be able to hear what is happening. You're just going to not hear it as well. So if somebody's sitting next to me and I've got these things on, they will definitely hear what is happening on them, but I will be getting a much louder and more of a surround sound experience than the person next to me. All right, so the last question here is that, can you still use the mic when using it wired to, say, a PS5 controller? And the response to that is, when the dedicated audio cable, which is supplied, is connected, the neckband speakers automatically changes to analog audio input mode. If the dedicated audio adapter, which is also supplied, and the dedicated audio cable are connected to the neckband speaker, then the Bluetooth function and the call function cannot be used. So this neckband here has the ability to take a cable, plug it into the neckband speaker, plug it into a remote of, say, your PS5, but doing that will disable the Bluetooth in there, so you can't have it connected to multiple things in that situation. All right, that is pretty much all I have to cover for these theater use speakers. I absolutely love them. The surround sound that they are giving me, I would say, is equal to putting in an entire surround sound system, because I've got the Theater 9 soundbar in the front, I've got the rear speakers, I've got the sub in the house, and that's great if you're sitting in that perfect spot between all of those speakers. But I'm also noticing that I'm getting pretty much the same experience from just these one neckband speakers. It is awesome. They sound great. They're nice and bassy, so I do like that a lot about them. These have got to be one of my more favorite things that I have seen come out in the year 2024. So if you guys want to check out these speakers, there are going to be links in the description below. Now, if you really want to take full advantage of all the features that you get with these speakers right here, I recommend taking a look at this video right here for the new Bravia TV lineup. The functionality with those combined together is going to be absolutely amazing. If this video is helpful, give it a thumbs up. Let me know that you liked it. As always, don't forget to subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you guys in the next video.